Mullad up 224. DJ Life, you know how it is, man. Just repping out here, man. Yo, you know one of them ones? When people out here just showing love.
To be honest with you, kind of today.
Come closer. You want to do any shout outs?
My Insta, K2, obviously. This is the original over there, Mullad up 224, isn't it?
Mullad up 224. DJ Life, you know how it is, man. We're just repping out here, man. Thank you. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy DJ Life. I'm back again, coming to you from a discreet park in the middle of nowhere. No, I'm just joking. It's just outside of my house. This is just the back garden type of park area. Welcome back, man. What do you think of my new camera? What's the quality like, man? I've just got this new Canon video recorder, and man, I feel like, just looking at it now, I feel like it's so much better. It's got better quality. It's even got this little remote that you can use to turn it on and off, so I don't have to be there like turning the camera on just like that. I've got a tripod as well, so I'm not like holding the camera as I'm talking. I feel good about this camera, man, but it's good to be back. It's good to be back, spreading some good knowledge to you, spreading some inspiring messages, and spreading wisdom, spreading information that could change the world. This is what it's all about, and I'm not gonna delay you. I'm not gonna waste your time or anything like that. I'm just gonna get straight to the point of what I'm gonna talk to you about today. And what I'm gonna talk to you about is a bit introspective. So you have to just watch out for that. Just be aware of the fact that it is a bit of a subjective topic. You know, it's not something that we discuss a lot in society, or it's not something that we focus on. Although it does, I think, run the show. It really does run the show of what we're really doing here. You know, that's the question we're all asking. That's what we're all trying to figure out here. Like, why are we here? What's the point? And you can't really get answers to those types of questions unless you go inside of yourself. Like, the only answer that you're gonna find that's gonna be worth it is gonna be the one that you make, the one that you give it. And that's what this video is gonna be about today. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about personality, and maybe not personality in the sense of, you know, how we think of personality, you know, like, oh, that guy is an extrovert or he's an introvert, you know, not personality in that type of sense, but personality as in the basic makeup of someone's aura. You know, you meet different types of people in your life as you go along, and I feel like as you meeting them, right, you kind of catalog people into different types of ways that they are, and different types of aura that people give you, and you can sense it in a lot of people. You can really, it's easy to sense it if you're trying to notice it. But where does that aura, where does it come from? Where are you getting this data of who you are, and how do you make up, how do you become that character? So, you know, what I think it is when you're born, you have a baseline of that personality, that character that you have, and mainly it's based off of external influences, external factors. You know, if you're born into a poor family, you're born and, you know, you take on the ideas of poverty. If you're born into a place where there's a lot of love, there's a lot of positive energy, then you kind of take that on as well. You kind of see it in your own outlook and in people's outlooks, and really in a lot of the early stages of your life. That's what it's all about. It's all about those external factors and those external programming that we all experience. So, as a child, you don't really have a choice. You don't have a choice of, oh, I want to be a philanthropist. I want to be a musician. I want to be a whatever it is. You don't really get much of a choice. It's really due to the people around you that decide it for you. You know, it's really a lot to do with your nurturing. And how can you do anything about it? You're just a child. You can't really change any of that. You know, you see the same thing with religion as well. With religion, a lot of people are just born into a certain type of religion, and they don't really have a choice. Unfortunately, I feel like the way religion is ran right now is not really ideal, because people don't get a chance to really see what's out there. Religion, in my opinion, should be something that's you get to like mix and match all the different ones out there, all of them, all the ideologies of all the religions and all the established religions, I guess. You have to kind of, I feel like anyway, you should really just look into them and pick up the pieces that resonate with you and the pieces that are most fitting to you. However, that's not really how it's done right now. It's very doctrinated. The way that it's done, the way that religion is done, is that, you know, you're born into a specific one, and in that specific one religion, you have to follow all of their rules, all of their beliefs. You have to take on. And there's a funny thing about those beliefs as well, right? Because what you see with religion nowadays, right? I'm not sure if that's how they all started. I'm pretty sure that's not how they started. How they started, I think, religion was trying to bring humanity to a place where love and all those good qualities that we all have, really, it's trying to get us to come to a place where we're sharing it, and that's the main way that we're interacting with each other, and that's the main criteria of us interacting. However, it kind of turned into something else over centuries and millennia, I feel like, anyway. And it's become this thing where you kind of just have to do. You don't even have to do, because most people don't really do what their religion is about. They hold the beliefs in their heads, but then cognitively they have this dissonance. They have a cognitive dissonance towards how they actually behave and how they actually live their lives. You know, it's that whole thing of, oh, you know, this one thing doesn't matter. You know, you don't really see those people who hold their religious beliefs and actually live it, because for them it's more about believing than actually being. It's more about believing than actually doing. And I feel like if anyone has ever actually truly tried to be and epitomize, if they tried to take on that whole character and that whole ideology of their beliefs, of their religious beliefs, whichever one they happen to be in, if they've taken it to the extreme enough, right, they will have come to this point where it's like, okay, it's not really about the words, it's not really about the rituals, it's about us, it's about humanity, and it's about how we live with each other in this space and time that we are in. And that's something that's, you know, going back to this idea of, you know, personality, religion obviously being one of the main things that shapes a lot of people's personalities. You know, that's something you don't really get a choice to do. You don't really get a choice to go, all right, so I want to be a Christian, or I want to be a Muslim, or I want to be Hindu, Sikh, whatever. You're just kind of born into it, and your parents and society, whichever society you grew up into, they've kind of just said to you, okay, so this is it for you. This is what you get. This is all that you have access to. You know, you can only express yourself spiritually in a certain way. You can only express yourself to the world in a certain way. So that's something that obviously needs to change. And I think it actually is changing already. It's already changing. And atheism, I don't think, is the way either, because it's hard for me, because I was brought up religiously as well, and I would still say I'm very spiritual. I'm a very spiritual person. I just don't do doctrines and, you know, just sticking religiously. I don't do that, just sticking to one thing and not having a fluid mind, you know, just because of one religion, right? You can't look into other sets of wisdom. I don't believe in all of that. I think let's keep the idea of love, right? And this idea of a higher power and a higher being. Let's keep it going, because it does help to bring humanity together. We can't deny that. And, you know, it's a challenge, and it is changing, and atheism isn't the way. Atheism isn't the way simply because I can't look at what I see in the world, right? I can't look at reality. I can't look at the trees. I can't look at the birds, the bees, the grass, the plants, the air. I can't look at all of these other planetary systems and this incredibly complex system of things and just say, all right, it just is, you know, forget about everything else. Science can explain it. No, I can't do that, because I know better, and this is something that, this knowing better, right? This is something that I'm trying to share. This is what I'm always trying to share. This is part of what DZ Life is. One of the core aspects, one of the pillars of DZ Life is your core beliefs. And your core beliefs, in a lot of ways, is about realizing that part of you that's spiritual, and that part of you that is a spirit, and that part of you that's like trying to find meaning in the world and trying to find ways to improve and ways to better your soul and ways to learn what you need to learn in this time, in this dimension, so you can progress to the next one. Maybe, you know, for some people that's after death. Death is a concept that I'm still struggling with, because as a being, you're never really born. You're never really born, right? Because you kind of just logged in. Your consciousness didn't come into your body. The one that you would class as you didn't come into your body till you was probably like 3 years old. That's when you kind of start having memory and you start remembering things, right? But then, is memory consciousness? No, I don't think so. And then also, after that initial stage when you start remembering things, right, there's still a lot of developing stages that comes after that. And after that, you get to the stage of adolescence, teenage years, and all of the things that used to work for you back then when you was 2, they're completely different now, and you wouldn't even class yourself as the same person anymore. So this thing called consciousness, right? And pardon me, by the way, my voice is gone is gonna be a bit off, because I do have a cold, but I'm managing anyway, right? So this thing that we call consciousness, we can't really define it, and we don't know much about it. And this is where religion and science could really, really help out, because science is such a great tool for us if we can figure out how to use it right. So this concept of death, right? A lot of people fear it, and this is probably also why religion exists. I think religion is a way for us to kind of dumb down this idea of being, right? Because to actually be a conscious being is something that's, It's unfathomable, right? How is it that you just are? That type of question is what religion is, I feel like, pretending to answer, but, or maybe used to answer and doesn't answer anymore. Now it's become about, all right, you just do these things and you're gonna get to heaven, and that's it. Just stay in that little box of pray every day, you know, read your Bible, go to church, and that's it. You'll get to heaven, and you'll get it in the end. Whereas it should be something that's like, okay, so I'm obviously a divine being if I can just be out of all of this, right? Out of all of this existence, this immense complexity of galaxies in this whole universe, I can just be, and I can be conscious of me being. So, as a divine being, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do to really figure out what this divineness means? Because it didn't just come out of nothing, right? Or did it? Did it just come out of nothing? It didn't just come out of nothing. I don't think. No way. There's a lot more out there for us to be exploring, and it takes this introspective mindset to be able to get there to that stage where we start understanding the meaning, the true meaning of being divine and being a divine being. That's very, very powerful, and that power you can only access to once you've given into this idea of yourself as being not just little me here, but me as the whole thing. I am the whole thing. Without me, this reality doesn't exist. You know, if I fall asleep right now, I wouldn't consider this reality as, you know, real. I wouldn't consider it to be existing. However, if someone was here looking at me, they would still be here. So how can I have a consciousness that's outside of the reality, but someone else has me in their consciousness, and we all have our own little piece of it that we're all making and we're all building together? And that is this whole idea of dreaming. Because is it a dream? Or is it not? Or is it just an illusion? Or is it just something that is like a movie that my consciousness is just looking at, right? It's like a movie that's playing in my consciousness. Or is it something that I'm actually like accessing? I don't know if that makes sense. So it takes a lot of being this introspectiveness to it. And you know, that's a question that we have to start asking, because when we're born and when we're young, we really didn't get a chance to do that. We just got fed a lot of information. And you know, once you get to a certain age, you start really looking for the answers. Or maybe it's not because of a certain age, maybe it's because of certain experiences that you have. You know, it's really push you to the boundaries of your spirituality and of your beliefs and of your being, right? This trying to figure out, okay, why? And then, you know, you just have some people that they're just seekers. They're always seeking for more, seeking for knowledge and seeking for information on how to do this more. And that's what this is about, man. This is the time now to be doing that. This is definitely the time. A lot of things are changing now. You know, you don't even have to take my word for it. You just have to look at it like what's actually happening in the reality right now. Let's look at politics. The world is going through a lot of things right now, and you know, those things, we need to have a good understanding of ourselves to be able to answer them and to be able to transcend them. Otherwise, we'll just be in the same place that we was before we was born, and that is not understanding it. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Safe, man.
I'll watch that.
So yeah, man, this is the time now to go inside of yourself and try to start finding the answers to these questions. There's a very, very, very big opportunity for us right now. The technology exists. It's not even just about the technology. The information is out there, and you have access to the information. So, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's all about you. This is a question of, are you gonna be ignorant and just stay as that old you, or are you gonna explore now? Are you gonna be like those sailors back in the days that took that step into the sea to say, okay, we're gonna go explore other land? Are you gonna be like the astronomers and the astronauts who go into space to look for more? The last place to look is inside. It's inside, and you have to open your heart. You have to open your mind to this new domain of reality. Okay. So, thank you for watching. I hope this has inspired you to be a bit more introspective, and to start questioning things, and to start looking at ways where you can start developing a personality and a belief system that's truly you, and that's truly built by you, and not just something that's been fed in and loaded into your consciousness. This is something you have to really guard. Your consciousness is a very, very, very useful tool. It's a gold mine. Start digging. Start digging. Thank you for watching, and till the next time, I'll see you again.